Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank, where I climb the online VGC 19 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Just jumping it back where we left off with the Groudon and Yveltal team. I've actually played a lot of games in between just to get a little bit more acclimated with the team and the format. I'll be playing a bunch more, and then I'll be switching teams relatively soon. So, hope you guys enjoy watching, and as always, if you do, please share support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. Moon Series, definitely early meta, doesn't seem too far removed from Sun Series, but I've also seen some pretty cool stuff on Battle Spot. I also wanted to climb a little bit higher on the ladder so we get matched up against higher rated opponents, and we've got one today immediately, and this looks like a fun one for sure, with a Groudon, a Cherum, a Lowland Persian, so lots of cool stuff here, and a Solgaleo. So definitely a cool team here. I think Yveltal going to be essential. My Groudon and Venusaur is interesting, but like Venusaur is really not that great because I can't, like, most Crobats have safety goggles, so I can't spore that. I can't touch the Kartana. I guess you could still make an argument for the Venusaur, but I mean my opponent's probably gonna opt for like a Tailwind strategy here. I'm gonna lead Yveltal for sure. That seems like a good option. Yveltal and Coco is interesting. Do I even want to bring... Yeah, I don't think I'll bring Stack Attack. I think like Yveltal, Coco, Insing, Groudon. So with Coco, I pressure with the Z move immediately against a lot of things. Yveltal puts on pressure immediately. Coco also sets up terrain. I don't know. Like Stack Attack would be nice to set up Trick Room, but I'm probably like there's so many offensive options from my opponent's end, like Superpower from Solgaleo, ground type attacks from Groudon in general, Cortana with Sacred Sword. I think Venusaur you could like maybe make an argument for, but I'm not too comfortable with it. So excited to see what my opponent brings. This is definitely the highest rated opponent I think I've run into yet on Battle Spot. So in the 1700s already, and got a really cool team to boot as well. So I'm excited for that. I think like early meta, it's not going to be surprising to see a lot of people just use stuff that's been pretty common, adapt it from Moon Series, learn a bunch of great articles and resources for starting points. But it's cool to see people kind of adapt a little bit, and the Lowland Persian definitely really exciting to see. So it's gonna be Crobat and Persian here as lead. So you'd assume both Groudon and Yveltal, Groudon and Solgaleo in the back. Okay, this is definitely interesting. I expect a fake out Tailwind turn one. It also could Parting Shot in Tailwind. I'm gonna foul play the Persian because I think that would be more likely, if anything, for it to Parting Shot, and I'm just gonna go for a Thunderbolt into the Crobat. Yeah. I don't want a Z move because I want to potentially save that for Solgaleo. We are just going to see a fake out. Gonna go into Coco. Yeah, that's fine. And let's see, Tailwind? Yeah. I'm okay with that because my opponent basically, like, by fake outing, you don't get any mileage. As in, this next turn, like, Crobat and Persian shouldn't be able to do too much against me. This foul play really does nothing there. But that was just to cover the Parting Shot option. That's fine with me. I think this turn, Persian's probably going to want a Parting Shot. So I could actually foul play and Grass Knot that slot. I'm going to go for that because if it Parting Shots into Groudon and I actually get the foul play Grass Knot, that might just knock it out. Worst case right now, Crobat's probably going to want a Super Fang and Persian's going to want a Parting Shot. We could also see like a Super Fang foul play into something, but that's not going to do too much against either of my Pokemon. It is going to be the Super Fang into Yveltal, which is a great pick. It is going to be Parting Shot, so whatever is coming in, it's probably going to be Solgaleo or Groudon. Those are the two most likely ones, obviously, because they're the restricted ones. So by going for the foul play and the Grass Knot, like if Groudon comes out, maybe I just get the knockout. And if Solgaleo comes out, then I can just Sucker Punch pressure it afterwards. It is going to be Groudon, so let's see if I can actually get this knockout, because that would be amazing. Foul play should do, like, it's going to be close, but I think I get it. I would think foul play does like 60 years, and Grass Knot should do enough. I guess Grass Knot will come off first, but let's see. I want to say foul play should finish that off, but if it's really defensive, maybe not. Let's see. Woohoo! Nice. Alright, that was really good for us there. Because my opponent just wasted a turn of Tailwind. And I get a free knockout. And it's Kartana as the last one. There's not even a Solgaleo in this game. So all of that, it's really good news for me. Definitely switching into Instant here. The question is, who do I want to switch out? Because my opponent could go for like a Super Fang, a double up play right now. I don't even need Yveltal that much at this point, I guess. So I'm actually just gonna Oblivion Wing and switch the Coco out because this has been parting shotted. I think it's unlikely my opponent's Super Fangs and Sacred Swords Coco. That's like the worst case, but I probably survive Sacred Sword anyway. And if I somehow survive Super Fang and Sacred Sword onto the Yveltal and I get an Oblivion Wing left, that probably just ends the game. I mean, my opponent's playing with 3 non-restricteds already at this point. Fang is going to go into Yveltal, so let's see if my opponent doubled up into that slot. Sacred Sword. Yeah, good double. But I survive. Oh, that's so good. This Yveltal's a beast. So, not going to heal back that much. That makes me think that Kartana is Assault Vested. But that's really okay with me. I should survive a Sacred Sword plus Foul. I mean, like, I could just fake out Kartana. And, fake out an Oblivion Wing. But I could see Kartana switching out into the Persian. I think I'm just going to Oblivion Wing and Flare Blitz that slot. Yeah. Kartana's the only thing damaging this Yveltal right now. And he switches out, great. So like, Crobat is probably just going to Super Fang my Instant, but that's okay. I get a lot of damage on this Persian. Yeah. The first Super Fang is obviously annoying, but past that, like, you're not really doing too much. Oh, that does a ton. Was that a crit? Not even? Wow. So in Sun, this just might knock out Persian. Let's see. Nice. Alright, that should be game. Tailwind Peter's out, but I'm just gonna switch Ensign out. Actually, I don't even need to switch out, I think. I mean, it's better to switch out, though. Yeah. Like, let's not get it twisted. I think I'm actually going to double switch here. You'd expect... Actually, I shouldn't double switch, because I want to conserve the Coco. I just don't want to give Kartana a Beast Boost. Actually, Foul Play probably knocks out Kartana, right? So why not just Foul Play and Flare Blitz? Because we know it's Assault Vested. And Crobat Tailwinds, okay. That's fine, because that means Yveltal's not going down, and then Kartana's going to be in Sucker Punch range, even if... Oh, he's going to Smart Strike me, okay. I don't even know if that knocks me out. Yeah, it doesn't. Wow. Yeah, so this team obviously is very centered around setting up the Groudon, but I think this game demonstrates how good Yveltal can be, but also, like, how good Grass Knot can be. And, like, yeah, the thing with Persian, it's like the Persian Crobat lead, you know you're only using it for support, and, like, I wasn't pressured with damage at all. So my opponent was in a really awkward spot after the fake out Tailwind play turn 1, and really couldn't do anything after that. And so knocking out the Groudon there was really big. I'm surprised to see Kartana over the Solgaleo as well, but I do have a lot of threats to Solgaleo on this team as well, so I guess it's not that shocking. Yeah, it would have been cool to see what the strategy around Groudon was. Obviously, it's like a strategy revolving around setting it up. I'm sure, you know, with Parting Shot and Groudon maybe having Swords Dance as well with Tailwind, but yeah. Pretty clean win there. Very happy about the Foul Play Grass Knot turn into the Groudon slot. It was a pretty safe play to make there as well. I don't think it like was overly risky because Persian Crobat has no offensive presence whatsoever. And I think like if my opponent had Solgaleo, at least I have to worry about getting one shot onto my Incineroar. But because it was a Kartana, I knew I could just Psycho and Intimidates left and right. And Assault Vest, Kartana's good, but like Assault Vest Yveltal can heal back with Oblivion Wing, it can two-shot with Foul Play, so yeah. Quite a solid game there, and I will definitely take it. We're going to find Scott from England. I actually think I ran into him earlier today when I was playing off-screen, and I think my Wi-Fi DC'd on him. So apologies, Scott. We do get a rematch there, though. I think in that game he led Ensign Zern, I want to say. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, typically against these teams, I like going Yveltal, Stakataka, Groudon in the back, and Incin is the last one. Incin or Coco. But we did play earlier today. You did see what I was using. I don't think there's really that safe of an option against Yveltal, Stakataka, though. I guess the best would probably be Incin, Kyogre. I wonder if he's willing to gamble a little bit and go with that. Yeah, there's a lot of tough decisions to make here. The more I think about it, the more I think Incin Kyogre could be kind of ugly. Like, I want to go Groudon Venu, it's just like Groudon Venu sucks against Incin Xerneas, which most people like to lead. But we did play earlier today. So, do I want to gamble? Nah, I think I'll probably play it safe. I could go Yveltal instead as a lead. Nah, I'll go Yveltal, Stakataka still. Groudon and Coco or Incin. That's always a tough decision. Incin's slightly better because of the ability to support Stakataka. But it's always a tricky decision to make. Yeah, I actually don't remember how our last game went. If I could remember his lead and how it played out, then probably be a little bit better. I think I led Yveltal Stakataka last time, but he's gonna go Lele Incin, which I'm actually okay with, because for me this is a free opportunity to switch into my Incineroar. You can't fake out Stakataka either, so I think it's the most like turn one. I'm definitely switching Yveltal out into Incin, and I mean I could just Trick Room immediately, but I could also just like Gyro Ball. Probably better to set up Trick Room against this team, though. So let's go out into my Incin, and let's just go for Trick Room. Oh, I guess Lele could taunt me here. Yeah. Threat of Taunt's pretty bad. I'm gonna Gyro Ball. Ideally it's sashed. I actually don't want it to go down, because if it goes down, that's a free switch in into Kyogre for my opponent. Just at the end of the world. I mean, you could also switch in Xerneas, but switching in Xerneas seems weird against my Incineroar, which will be out, and Stakataka. Getting Lele out the field is nice, though, because it is a faster Moonblast against Yveltal. So that's like one of the main threats to Yveltal out of the way. The thing is, Yveltal actually probably isn't going to look that great this game if Xerneas and Kyogre are in the back for my opponent. But I'm going to Gyro Ball here, expecting a taunt into Stakataka. Rock Slide might have been a better play, though. It's gonna be Fighting Z, isn't it? Oh no, Psychic Z. Okay. That is gonna do a lot against me. I wonder if that plus a knockoff knocks my Stakataka out. I have to say I was not expecting that. Definitely wasn't expecting that. How much does that do? We should survive. But now I should have gone for Trick Room. Oh, he's opting for Flare Blitz instead of knockoff. I mean, does that knock me out? No, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, that's not actually great for me. If I Trick Room there, I would have been in a pretty great spot. But instead, now my opponent gets to switch it into Kyogre. Not the end of the world. It's just that my Incin isn't as great here because I can't fake out. Like, if Lele's Psychic Terrain wasn't on the field. Yeah, I guess I should have considered Psychic Z. Either way, I think it's still better to just go for a Trick Room there. Even if I get taunted, you're not knocking me out anyway. Okay. So we're in a kind of awkward spot right now where I don't want to sack both of my Pokemon, but I might have to. Yeah, I didn't think about my game plan very well. That was not a good turn one for me, even though I got the knockout. Like a free switching into Kyogre is just really bad news for me. I think I'm gonna knock off the Kyogre, switch into Groudon here. Yeah. Trick Room would have been better, definitely. And if I got Trick Room up against this team turn one, I would have been in a really good spot. I think, like, even if I'm worried about Taunt, it's still worth it to go for the Trick Room. Yep, Kyogre's just gonna spout. That's fine. Does do a ton of damage though. Crits my instant, which is kind of unfortunate. That knockup does a lot though, and I do get rid of the Scarf, which is good, and U-turn's gonna come out. That actually proc my Berry, which is good. The thing is, now that Incineroar just comes out, sorry, Xerneas comes out for my opponent, and I can't really stop it. I can Flare Blitz Precipice Blade and hope that a Sucker Punch knocks it out after, but I think Kyogre here probably switches out into the Incineroar. Oh, but it's a Moongus, it's not Xerneas in the back. Ah, that makes this game so much more interesting. Definitely wasn't expecting that. Okay. Oh, that helps me out a lot, actually. I want to switch Groudon out into Stack Attack. Like, Stack Attack has done its job in this game at this point. Like, surely Amoonguss doesn't just take a Flare Blitz and Sun. So I could see it switching back out in... But the thing is, I can't afford to get Spored right now either. So I think it's still better to just go for the Flare Blitz. I want to conserve Stack Attack because I don't want to lose the Weather War, and I want to get my Yveltal in safely. Groudon also beats my opponent's Incineroar in the back. Yeah, given that Amoonguss came out, I'm actually, like, okay, slightly happy now that I didn't go for Trick Room immediately, because it would have caused me some problems. Yeah, so Kyogre is going to switch out. I could have, like, double Fire-type attack into the Amoonguss, but I don't think it's worth losing Groudon to an Ice Beam. Yeah. The downside is I might get Spored now. The upside is nothing is getting knocked out. Amoonguss doesn't protect, so that is a free Flare Blitz. That's going to do a lot, but it's not going to knock out after the Intimidate. Yeah, so close. Does it have a Berry? Is it a Eject button? Red card. Oh, clearly for Xerneas is. Oh, that's not good if it's Spore going into that slot. Where's the Spore going into? Okay, that's really good. My opponent, however, now can fake out the Yveltal and Spore it. I don't have great counterplay to that. My best option, I think, is just to switch into Incineroar here and try to wake up. I think it actually might be worth staying in and taking out the fake out Spore. It's just if I get a 3-turn sleep, that's like really bad news for me because my opponent can also knock me off. So I'd rather just like let Incineroar fall asleep. My opponent's Incineroar isn't going to do any damage. He's going to have to position himself for the Kyogre to come back in. Amoonguss protects. Oh, is a U-turn coming out here? That's a good play. So I don't fall asleep, but I'm in an awkward spot right now. Unless, does terrain disappear after this turn? I think it might. If it does, that actually is huge for me. Now we'll have to see. What's the dealio? So that's one turn of sleep from Stack Attack. No, there's still another turn of terrain. I think this is the last turn. Yeah. Well, maybe I just sack both Pokemon here. But the thing is, I think Amoonguss definitely switches out right now. I could double switch, actually. I should take an Origin Pulse as well. I actually like double switching here, yeah. I want to save Incineroar because it's one potential extra fake out that I get later on in the game. I'm double switching here because I think Groudon should take an Origin Pulse, and if anything, it should just proc my Berry and I'll be at even more HP. Yveltal in the sun isn't going to take any damage from this Kyogre right now. But I still need to play my cards correctly because Instant's going to be kind of hard to beat with just Yveltal. Like, I'm going to need Stack Attack to wake up or my Incineroar to get fake outs off or Groudon to be around. Oh, but the Amoonguss just stays in. That is... I mean, that is a Spore for my opponent. But if it goes into the Groudon slot, like, whatever, that's fine. Good play, though. I thought I was going to switch out there. I don't know why I was... I mean, like, yeah, the Spore is a very safe play because it covers my switches. So it would have actually been better for me to just sack both of my Pokemon there, I think. Now my opponent is in an awkward spot though. Like I can Snarl and Precipice Blades. And it's like you can only switch out one of your 2 Pokemon right now. It's gonna be Kyogre. But now I'm in a position where Groudon burns a turn of sleep. Yveltal's finally out in a good position. And Kyogre's not doing as much damage because it's taking that chip damage. So it's gonna be kind of a long finish, and I don't know who's actually really ahead right now. So it's gonna be interesting, but I like my position a decent amount. I guess this next turn is interesting though, because you can Fake Out and Spore the Yveltal. It's just like if I get a 1-turn Wake Up, my opponent is absolutely screwed. Because I'm definitely Precipice Blading here right now with Groudon. The question is, do I want to switch out Yveltal? Alternatively, my opponent could like make some cool plays where you switch Amoonguss out into Kyogre, excuse me, and U-turn out to go back out into Amoonguss. That'd actually be a really cool play. I would go for that play, but I think maybe it's okay to eat up a Fake Out and a Spore right now. Actually, no, I wouldn't have taken any turns of sleep. I'm really worried about like the switch Amoonguss out into Kyogre and U-turn out play though. Yeah, I'm gonna Snarl. Yeah, he went for it. Okay. So that's good, because I guess you could just Fake Out my Yveltal here as well. But I expect the U-turn play, which is why I didn't want to switch out Yveltal. So at least that works out in my favor. He's just going to Fake Out though, okay. Can we wake up? No. The lack of a wake up there is kind of frustrating, but no worries. I think I definitely sack Stack Attacker here and go for a Snarl. Yeah. Yeah, the Amoonguss is obviously, as you can see, been very annoying to deal with. Especially because he's going to heal back from Regenerator. This should be a big turn for me, though. The downside is that the instant probably gets the knockoff off against Yveltal. So I'm no longer going to have my Assault Vest, which is really bad against this Kyogre. But I'm going to at least be able to get the Snarl off. Okay, I thought I missed Kyogre for a second. That would have been really bad. It's probably U-turning? No, sorry, knockoffing. Yeah, of course. Okay, so now I'm going to bring Groudon back out. I feel like I kind of threw this one, but my opponent just played quite well. And a Wake Up with Groudon that last turn also would have just ended the game. Right now, like, I'm still not in the worst of positions because now I've reset the Intimidate, but if Groudon takes like a 3-turn sleep here, I might lose this one. Definitely gonna Precipice Blades right now with Groudon. Leaning towards Oblivion Winging the Kyogre. Yeah, I think I should do that because it covers Amoonguss switching in as well. Yeah, he did switch out. Okay, so I mean, if I wake up here, it's a double knockout, and I think I can just switch out and win the game from there. So Amoonguss is finally out of the way. I'm going to heal back a lot. But I kind of need... Groudon waking up here would mean instant falling, though. So if I wake up, it should be game. But if not, then maybe I'm in a losing position. Oh, I wake up. Don't miss. Nice. Okay. That should knock out instant being single target. Yeah. If I didn't wake up there, the instant probably Flare Blitzes the Yveltal or U-turns. Both are pretty good plays, and then I'm in an awkward position where I would need to swap out both of my Pokemon and get some positioning out. So yeah, had that not worked out, it would have been much more of an awkward position, I think. Okay, let's see. If I don't wake up there, then the instant... Let's say you U-turn. U-turn is probably the best play. So you U-turn into Yveltal, then you get Kyogre and instant next to each other. And if... I think Groudon at that point would have taken 2 turns of sleep, so I could have still had another turn. So I would have needed to... I think I'd probably lose, actually, if I don't wake up there. So that was a game-defining wake-up. I think it pretty much came down to that. Unless my opponent didn't U-turn for whatever reason. If you don't U-turn there, then I'm still very much in it, and I think I'm actually in a pretty good position. But if you U-turn, you pressure me with Fake Out, and that's the really bad thing. Anyway, I'm going to switch Groudon out into... Oh, no, I shouldn't. Oh, man, I'm actually going to time out. That's one way to throw this. I should survive an Origin Pulse anyway. Yveltal dodges it, yeah. But that was bad. That was actually really bad. What I wanted to do, what I should have done was switch Groudon out and Oblivion Wing. I guess I'd be losing to a crit there anyway. I think I still lose to a critical hit in that position. Is there any way I can avoid the crit? Because Yveltal definitely survives Origin Pulse. So obviously, like, the dodge was unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter unless my opponent crits. I did time out there, but I was just thinking, is there a way to guarantee me the win without any RNG there being a factor? I was thinking of switching out Groudon, but I can't protect Yveltal, so if I switch out, you double knockout, then I still just lose both. You would need a crit, though. I think it's still most optimal to switch out Groudon, because then you would need to crit Yveltal, and then you would need to crit my Groudon as well, and I would need to miss a Precipice Blades. The way it worked out is my opponent just got a knockout there. Like, I should always switch out Groudon there, I think. Now I just end up winning. Yeah, the best, I think either protecting Groudon or switching out there is fine. Just there's no reason, like, obviously I timed out. I didn't mean to attack there. But my opponent would have needed RNG to win that anyway. But, like, my opponent wins off a crit in that position as opposed to needing a crit and much more. So, yeah, that timeout was bad. Kind of annoyed because I felt like I played pretty well and then gave my opponent a chance to throw it. Like, obviously, you need to hit Origin Pulse and crit. The chances of that are pretty slim, but it's more optimal to... I mean, I guess the Kyogre actually could have opted for Thunder or Ice Beam. And if I switch out Groudon and you could still Thunder crit me, but then there's a Para chance as well. It's still best to switch out, I think. Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Pretty interesting set of games. That first one, we ended up knocking out like the biggest threat immediately, and that was super big for us. And then this last one being pretty scary all the way up until the end, despite my opponent, despite having an Assault Vest Yveltal against an Amoonguss and a Kyogre, my opponent managed the switches really well. But I think two pivotal turns there. The turn where Amoonguss just switched out instead of my opponent fake outing and sporing my Yveltal. I stayed in expecting the switch out. And then Groudon obviously being able to wake up was a really big deal as well, and I just got the double knockout, sealing up the game more or less. But yeah, that last turn a little bit careless. Obviously, I shouldn't be attacking with Groudon there. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, maybe it's okay, because then, like, I lose to an Origin Pulse crit onto Yveltal. And if you miss either, then I win the game, right? If I switch out Groudon into Incineroar, actually, yeah, I mean, I should still switch Groudon out. Like, I think Groudon should always go out there because if my opponent misses any Origin Pulses, the game is automatically over. If my opponent opts not to Origin Pulse and Incineroar survives the turn, then I fake out. So, yeah, it's always optimal to switch out Groudon there and go for a... I think Sucker Punch might also be more optimal because it also covers for the crit. So I didn't play the end game very optimally because I obviously timed out. But I think the best play to make there is switch Incin out into Groudon. Sorry, Groudon out into Incin, and either Sucker Punch or Snarl was fine, but I think Sucker Punch is okay because 2 Sucker Punches knocks out the Kyogre anyway. So you get the extra damage off, meaning that the Kyogre is in KO range from a Fake Out plus Fire Punch. So yeah, just some extra analysis there for you, but I think it's always good to see where you could potentially throw games and where you could do better. And that was a situation where I lose to a crit Origin Pulse onto Yveltal. Yeah. Or maybe the Origin Pulse just knocks me out too. I'm not entirely sure about that. Maybe... I don't think it does though. I mean, my Yveltal is so especially defensive. But yeah, definitely kind of or what am I saying? Yeah, protect Groudon. Sucker Punch, I think is maybe even the better play, because then I can just bring in Incin and fake out Fire Punch or fake out Precipice Blades. But then if Fire Punch doesn't knock out Kyogre or I miss Precipice Blades, then I lose. But that would still... Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways you could play that endgame there. I'm rambling on. Either way, I don't think the play I ended up making, which I timed out, was not the best. That's going to be it for this one, guys, though. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please show support by leaving a like, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, peace.